Welcome Capricorn to your in-depth March astrology forecast for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you're new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you'd subscribe. This month begins with a powerful set of influences still active in your sign, which is very much to do with your individual thoughts, ideas, energy and drive. Now, one of these is really notable because it's Mars, and Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So through to the 30th of this month, it is a time for you to take action and to be very single-minded and determined about what you want to achieve. But there is, in another part of the heavens, a smaller gathering of energy in the sign of Pisces. But because this includes the personal planets, or the luminary that is the Sun, and also Mercury, which is in retrograde, your sector of everyday communications, this is, the drive that's coming from your sign has to be blended with the more sensitive energies of Pisces. You see, the reason for this, Capricorn, is that Mercury is in detriment in the sign of Pisces, and it is in retrograde. So I feel it's possible since the 3rd of February that some of your thinking may have been somewhat fluid. And these ideas may have been about belief systems, they may have been about technology, they may have been about things that you want to express. And since the 17th of February, when Mercury went into a retrograde, it's possible that things have seemed sluggish and slowed down somewhat. But on the 4th of this month, Mercury inverts into your second solar house, the sign of Aquarius, where it's exalted. And through to the 15th, you have an opportunity to grapple with your sense of worth and also physical resources, so money. So if someone does owe you some money, or you're wanting to make the most of your resources, this would be a fine time to try to grapple with these things, but particularly from the 10th, when Mercury goes direct. However, the Sun does merge with Neptune on the 5th through to the 12th. This can be a quite beautiful combination. If you're someone with a very altruistic nature and you like to help people who are less fortunate, or you have a particular sensitivity towards the planet, and particularly environmental issues going on with our seas, then it could be that you're going to want to do something voluntarily to support this conjunction. If you're wanting to work through the prism of your mind, your imagination can be heightened hugely, but also so can your sensitivity. So despite Mars giving you this more rugged, go-getting drive, and Jupiter a sense of expansion, it's just worth bearing in mind that you may just have to reinforce your boundaries a little bit around who you spend time with. However, also on the 5th, there's a glorious event for you, because Venus, the planet of love and affection, moves into its home zone of Taurus, which happens to be in the Earth triplicity like you. And this is your 5th solar house, which is much freer, it's much more outgoing, it's much more joyful. And for a week, it too combines, but this time with Uranus. So if you're seeking some kind of improvement in your love life or to meet somebody new, something could happen quite quickly and quite unexpectedly across the 5th to the 12th. But remember, with the Sun conjunct Neptune and Mercury still in retrograde through to the 9th, it is going to be important to make sure that you don't go too quick. But with Uranus, things do happen like a flash of white light. It really is exciting stuff. Of course, equally, it could be that if you're in a relationship that just isn't working, Venus combining with Uranus may see you trying to seek your liberty. But on the 9th of this month, we do have a full moon which occurs in Virgo, again, another Earth triplicity. And this shines back across the heavens to the opposition with the Sun in Pisces. So what this is about for you is about your everyday thinking against your longer term thinking, your higher thinking, the philosophy that you want to lead your life by. And a point of principle could come up for you on the back of this full moon, particularly as the full moon does engage in a very positive angle with the conjunction between Jupiter and Pluto in your sign, which starts to shape up on the 9th. Now, I can't underestimate in my delight for you personally the combination that Jupiter and Pluto will have on your prospects. When people have Jupiter conjunct Pluto in their natal horoscopes, and it does depend on which house sector it's in, but it can confer quite a lot of good fortune, but particularly around resources. So I feel that this full moon can see you thinking a lot, but it will see you thinking a lot in terms of your own individual expression, desires and creativity, and how that can be sent out or received from others. But, of course, Mercury retrograde does create the potential for cross wires. It just does. But by the 10th, that does go forwards, which is pleasing. And then on the 16th, it returns into the sign of Pisces. So if there has been a little bit of a journey in terms of your thinking, it can reach a conclusion around about the 29th of this month when Mercury emerges from shadow. In other words, it goes back to the point where the retrograde first began. But we do have on the 20th the vernal equinox, which is very much for you about your emotions. It's about home. Is something a bit wounded around your home life? Is it someone that you live with? Is it someone that within your family that you struggle with? Is it your own personal identity that's felt under a bit of pressure with Saturn working its way through your sign over the last couple of years? I say this because not only do we have the vernal equinox and the first day of spring, we also have the sun entering the sign of Aries and combining with the comet, which is Chiron. Some kind of healing is possible at this time for about 3 or 4 days. Try to seize the opportunity. But on the 22nd, your ruler Saturn liberates itself from your sign and moves into Aquarius. The thing with Saturn is it doesn't really matter where it is. It's usually causing some kind of major impact, but it doesn't always have to be negative. So it just depends on your personal natal horoscope, the exact impact it will have on your situation. But essentially moving into the second house is about how you feel about your self-worth. It's about how you earn money. It's about how you handle resources. It's about the foundations of your existence. And this is going to be a big deal over the next 2 3/4 years. Now, the reason I say 3/4 is because Saturn's only going to be in this area through to the end of June, and then it moves back into your sign in a retrograde. It is going to be leaving and moving into Aquarius for 2 1/4 years from the 14th of December this year. So its impact will become more manifestly obvious then. But I think you may find yourself becoming a bit more serious around those areas. And if you do feel that there is any kind of lacking around how you feel about yourself, then what Saturn always asks us to do is to work at it. Now, ironically, Mars is going to give you a huge boost because on the last day of this month, it moves to join up with Saturn in Aquarius. So there could be some kind of breakthrough around a financial matter, a business matter, or something you've been waiting to see tangible results on that you've invested a huge amount of energy around. But on the 24th, we do have the new moon in Aries, but it also links to Uranus in a semi-sextile in the sign of Taurus. So for you, I think this is about the potential to get more creative at home. Perhaps it's going to be a new hobby. If you love journaling, that could be something that you can sketch your thoughts down. Or perhaps you are going to do something with your hands because of the earthiness of Taurus. But there could be something a bit sparkling and different about it due to Uranus pushing you to be more embracing of original and different ideas and ways of doing things. The 29th sees Mercury come out of shadow, as I mentioned before, but critically, you're going to see from the 18th to the 25th of this month a wonderful angle between Mercury going forwards in Pisces and also Uranus. So a conversation you have across those days could see you literally have the spark of ingenuity. It could even be so brilliant an idea you come up with. It could be something you really want to invest loads of energy and go for it. Then again, you could just have a brilliant conversation with someone and end up becoming almost instantly best friends just because you spark off each other in a very immediate and profound way. But as the month draws to a close, perhaps what I haven't quite expressed fully enough yet is the role of Jupiter's combination with Pluto. Because can be restorative this year. It can teach you lessons because both are going to go through retrogrades as ever. Jupiter 4 months, Pluto 5-ish. So what we're having here is an opportunity while they're going forwards together for you to take a bold step forwards in terms of investing in you, the individual. If you think back to when you were a child, Capricornian people, and in Vedic astrology, I'm Capricorn. In Western astrology, I have Mercury in Capricorn, and my sun is only 30 minutes into Aquarius. So I kind of get the Capricornian energy, being very diligent, very hardworking, very steadfast, persistent, inching your way towards your targets. But if you think when you were younger, there may have been an element of shyness or reservation in your nature. That is, unless you've got a Leo ascendant or Mars in Leo. But if you're someone who's more typical of your sign, what Uranus is asking you to do all through this year, and this combination of Jupiter and Pluto, is to really, really invest in you, the individual. Don't be hung up about this. This is your time to draw magic to you. So really manifest your individuality as this month comes to a close, because it can have a profound impact on your future plans. If you'd like to elevate your knowledge beyond your zodiac sign, which is just the sun, to find out what's going on with all the planets in your natal horoscope, and many of them, and perhaps most, won't be in Capricorn, why not order a character analysis based on your time, date and place of birth, and a 12-month forecast by clicking the link beneath this video. You'll be amazed at what you learn. Or if you'd like me to help you, please also book a one-to-one personal consultation. But for now, good luck and goodbye.